Consumer Energy Alliance President David Holt says, the sooner we get out of these folks' energy stranglehold, the better. They are scary folks to be dependent on, David, aren't they?
They sure are, and we've been dependent on them for far too long, spending hundreds of billions. We're talking about giving direct aid to these countries. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars a year overseas to import oil and other energy resources when we have it here at home. It's far past time to get beyond this.
And then it's like we're walking on eggshells. We say, well, you have some oil. Maybe you could pay for our presence or help with your oil. And they say, well, you don't have to. But leaving that aside, this goal that Mitt Romney has over the next 8 years or so to become completely energy independent, a lot of people say that's a grand goal, an unrealistic goal. What do you say?
Well, I think it's a laudable goal. I think we can head in that direction, and we certainly can become more energy independent. We have abundant resources in this country. We can drastically reduce our imports. If you look at what's available in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're still not back to historic levels in the Gulf of Mexico. If you look what's available in the mid-Atlantic states off the coast of Virginia and other states that have been bottled up for decades, if you look at offshore Alaska, and Shell Oil Company and others have been trying to drill offshore Alaska now for about 6 years. $4 billion, more than $4 billion has already been invested, and they have not yet been able to drill. Keystone Pipeline, we know that issue very well. Abundant supplies of natural gas and oil shale deposits around the country now that we can access readily, easily, quickly. To get folks back to work in this country, to spur economic development, and most importantly, to move toward energy independence and not send billions and hundreds of billions of dollars overseas to countries
well, you just hit it, and
clearly
this
don't
is
have
what
our
I'm
best
trying to
interests at
tell.
heart.
Exactly. A lot of people say, well, we don't want to give any more U.S. aid to these countries. But when we buy oil from them, that is exactly what we're doing. Now, Libya is an injured player in OPEC, that I grant you. But the fact of the matter is, OPEC collectively, if you were to get the read of the peoples who dominate OPEC, they're not big fans of ours. And they like having us over a barrel. And I think the biggest statement we can make is to go back and say, you don't have us over a barrel. Not only are we not giving you money, but after incidents like this, we're not going to be getting anything from you. We're not interested in any part of you. And I think that sends an even more powerful message.
It's really two messages. One, we don't have to be reliant upon these nations that don't have our interests at heart. And two, we can reinvest in this country and build economic growth, create jobs. You know, oil and natural gas creates a lot more jobs than just in the energy sector, Neil, and you've talked about this on your show a number of times.
Well, I think it comes back to you were saying,
fertilizer,
look
all
at
those
these
things.
scenes.
Yeah.
Look at these scenes from Benghazi. Look at these scenes from Cairo. Do we want to be dependent on these guys? In the end, it comes down to that. Do you want to be beholden to those guys? I think not. But, David, thank you very, very much. Very, very much. David Holt.
Thank you, Neil.